So here's why I rated everything the way I did. Dreamwielder, to start off, it only costs one charm notch. It makes your nail, your dream nail, much faster, and it gives you 2 whole spells worth of soul whenever you do a dream nail. That is 2/3 of your main soul vessel, enough to heal twice. So with 3 swings, with this charm equipped, only one charm notch, you can completely fill up on soul, and you definitely have enough time to do that whenever you stagger a boss. Unbreakable Strength only costs 3 charm notches, and it basically doubles the amount of damage you do with your nail. Which means that if you have Pure Nail and this equipped, you're basically doing the maximum damage you can with nails. Quick Slash makes your nail swings much faster and more frequent, so these two combined, pretty broken if you're going for a nail build. Next tier, Carefree Melody. Absolutely love this charm. I'm a little bit biased, but it has a 10% chance to protect you whenever you take damage. And every single time you take damage, that chance goes up, and it only resets whenever you take damage. So basically, like every 5 to 10 hits, or actually, yeah, that's about right. Every 5 to 10 hits, you're getting protected. No, it's more like 3 to 5. Every 3 to 5 hits, you just don't take damage. Unbreakable Heart is good because it's only like 2 charm notches, and it gives you 2 extra masks. Shaman Stone, it's 3 charm notches, and it's basically Unbreakable Strength, but for spells. It also increases the size of Vengeful Spirit or Shade Soul, which is really cool. Sharp Shadow, only 2 charm notches. It makes your Shadow Dash longer, and it makes your Shadow Dash do damage. It does about 1.5 times the damage that your nail does. Quick Focus, love this charm. It massively speeds up the time it takes for you to heal. I think it speeds it up by like 30 or 40%. I don't know exactly what. And it's only 3 charm notches. I use this charm a lot, especially for certain bosses and in the Pantheons. I used it for Grimm. Grub Song, I use this charm a lot. I almost overuse it. 1 charm notch, whenever you take damage, you gain soul. You don't get a lot, but it's better than nothing. So if you have like some extra charm notches that you don't have anything for, throw Grub Song in there. It's great. Mark of Pride, 3 charm notches for a lot of nail length. It's a little bit expensive, but definitely worth it. If you don't feel like doing all 3 charm notches, you can still get a similar effect with Long Nail, and it's only 2 charm notches. It doesn't give you as big of an increase. However, it's still better than it's better than the default. And then when you combine these two, you get ridiculous nail length. Spell Twister, only 2 charm notches, decreases the amount of soul that you expend whenever you cast a spell. That's really, really good for certain bosses. Steady Body means that you don't take recoil whenever you swing your nail or hit something with it. I used this for Grimm and Nightmare King Grimm and some other bosses. Highly recommend. If you have an extra empty charm notch that you're not going to use something like Grub Song for, throw Steady Body in. Stalwart Shell is only 2 charm notches, and it increases the amount of invincibility frames you get when you take damage. I use this one a lot. Dashmaster is good for some bosses, but it's also really good for like speedrunning and then exploration. It also lets you dash downwards, which is something I never do, but situationally that could be really, really good. It's also just fun to be a speedy boy. Soulcatcher, only 2 charm notches. Also, this one's only 2 charm notches. Soulcatcher increases the amount of soul you collect whenever you hit something with your nail. I used this during the Radiance fight, and I'm glad I did, because it made that fight so much easier. Fluke Nest, I'm going to be honest, I don't understand I genuinely just prefer Shade Soul. It's 3 charm notches and it transforms Vengeful Spirit into a horde of volatile baby flukes. So basically, you're just throwing around a bunch of bounty bombs and a certain distance in front of you. I have heard many people tell me that this charm is broken, or and that it used to be broken, and that even after the patches, it's still pretty overpowered. But me personally, I would rather snipe someone through the walls for a multi-hit than just do this and hit them like once. Defender's Crest. This one is just you get a casual AoE. It's good for whenever you have to be like super up close to a boss, and if you need to fill in another empty charm notch, that's another good one to use. Radiant bosses specifically, these are the ones where if you take damage at all, you die, and then you have to start the boss over in Godhome. Grubberfly's Elegy, only 3 charm notches. Whenever you're at full health, you shoot a projectile with your slashing. This is great for Radiant bosses because you're always at full health for the whole boss, because if you take damage, you die. So you basically get projectile nail. Soul Eater, I genuinely wouldn't use this outside of a Radiant boss because it's 4 charm notches for a bigger. It's basically Soul Catcher, but you get more soul, and it costs double the charm notches. I genuinely wouldn't use this anywhere outside of a Radiant boss. But it's not bad. It is not bad. There are definitely other applications, and there's professional Hollow Knight players, people that are really, really good at the game that use this a lot in Godhome. I just don't understand it, and I don't like it a lot, except for Radiant bosses. This is the kind of stuff I would be using for exploration. Wayward Compass, it shows where you are on the map. I used this charm a lot in Deep Nest, because it's really easy to get lost in Deep Nest, I'm not going to lie. Gathering Swarm, that's good for if you want to get Geo. These two are also good for getting Geo. This is the Fragile Greed and then Unbreakable Greed. And then Sprint Master is just another one. It makes you faster. It literally just makes you walk faster. I'm not even kidding. Only 1 charm notch, only 1 charm notch, only 1 charm notch. 2 charm notches. They're pretty good, and then you can mix them in with like Mark of Pride, Steady Body, and other stuff like Sharp Shadow. Just whatever helps you explore the best. These are alright. Fragile Strength and Fragile Heart. They're basically these two, but if you die, they break and you have to go back to Leg Eater and pay him like 40 Geo to fix it, which is really annoying. They can be good, especially on Steel Soul runs, where if you die at all, you can't do that save file. It's basically Hollow Knight Hardcore mode. So these are really good on Steel Soul, and there's no point in purifying them into the Unbreakable versions. Shape of Oon, only 2 charm notches. Basically, whenever you are healing or focusing to heal, you get to move around. It's really, really helpful. I used it a lot in the Colosseum. Weaver Song is really good, especially for Grim, because they will just go around attacking things for you. And you can focus on dodging and they'll still be getting damage in. This is another one I used in the Colosseum a lot. Spore Shroom. It synergizes with Defender's Crest. And it just does a big AoE whenever you heal. So that can be good for taking care of other enemies. Lifeblood Core. For 3 charm notches, you get 4 extra Lifeblood masks, which is really, really good. Hive Blood, highly recommend, especially for doing White Palace or Path of Pain. Every time you take damage, if you wait long enough, the masks that you just lost will eventually heal. Which means that you don't have to worry about soul at all in White Palace, you just have to be patient. These are some that I don't really like. They're okay, but I don't prefer them. Nailmaster's Glory, 1 charm notch. It speeds up the time it takes for you to do nail arts, and I think it makes them do more damage. Oh, I forgot to mention Hive Blood costs 4 charm notches. So it's expensive, but still worth it. Nailmaster's Glory, it's alright. It's 1 charm notch, though. Only 1, so It can be worth it. But there's other things that you could put there, like Grub Song, Steady Body, or Defender's Crest. Fury of the Fallen, only 2 charm notches. You do more damage whenever you're at 1 mask. While this can be good, I personally do not like this charm because it adds extra red visual effects when you're at 1 mask, and that just makes my brain panic more, and that makes me more likely to lose. Because when it's just the black, whenever you're at 1 heart, that one's a lot easier to handle mentally because I can just like tune it out. It's like, oh, they just put a shadow around the rim. This one, it really drives in panic. You're at 1 HP, and I don't like that. That doesn't work for me psychologically. Balder Shell, it would be so much better if it didn't break so quickly. I would have used this charm so much more often if it didn't break so quickly. I would have loved this charm in the Colosseum, but because it usually broke like less than halfway into one of the Colosseum fights, I just decided it's not worth it, even though it's only 2 charm notches. Heavy Blow, it just means enemies take more recoil whenever they get hit. So, like, they get knocked back further. 2 charm notches for extra knockback. I don't understand why you would ever do this. Except for Massive Moss Charger. Steady Body and Heavy Blow. Massive Moss Charger has nothing on that. I'm not even going to lie. Grimchild. I put it down here because Carefree Melody is infinitely better, but it's not a bad pet. When it comes to the pet charms, it's actually one of the best. I still prefer Weaver Song. This one's only 2 charm notches, I think. I don't remember. But it's really decent. It shoots its own little projectile at things. Glowing Womb. It's alright. The only thing I don't like about it is that every time you spawn a little bug thing, it takes up a little bit of soul. Yeah. I tried using it. I tried it out whenever I was doing Failed Champion. I genuinely did not like that it was taking away soul, because I was sitting there doing the math during the fight, like, okay, now I have enough soul to heal, and then it would spawn one and I wouldn't have enough soul anymore. It's like, oh crap, and then I got hit because I was focused on that. I don't remember the name of this one, but it's basically Lifeblood Core, except Lifeblood Heart, that's what it was. Lifeblood Heart, it gives you 2 extra Lifeblood masks, and it only costs 2 Lifeblood. No, 2, I'm blanking. 2 charm notches. It only costs 2 charm notches for 2 extra Lifeblood masks. This one's better, but until you get this one's alright. They're just why? Dream Shield, 3 whole charm notches for a shield that spins around you slowly. It gets rid of projectiles, which is good. However, it just kind of orbits around you at its own sluggish pace, and it only speeds up when you're healing, and even then, it's still too slow. But when you wear Dream Wielder with it, it gets 15% larger, which makes it slightly better. Still, that's 4 charm notches to make Dream Shield actually like a C tier. Joni's Blessing is just bad in general. It doesn't give you 4 extra masks like Lifeblood Core. It costs 4 charm notches for 2 extra Lifeblood masks like this one. And it makes all of your masks Lifeblood. Lifeblood Core is infinitely better. And it's 1 charm notch less. Deep Focus is good in theory, but because the default healing speed is already really slow, this one is just like you're sitting there for a solid 5 seconds to heal 2 extra masks when I could heal 2 extra masks in half the time with Quick Focus. And it's 4 charm notches. So it's not even worth the. These two they suck. They're good in theory, like when you read out what it does. It's like, oh, that sounds kind of good. But when you actually try using them, you quickly realize just how bad they are. Thorns of Agony is only 1 charm notch, and it does extra thorns around you whenever you take damage, so that can do some damage. It's alright. It's only really good for like big bosses like Traitor Lord or Failed Champion. And even then, there's better things you could do. Like just dodge. Because if you're relying on Thorns of Agony, that just means you need to practice dodging. Carefree Melody is a similar kind of thing, but still, sometimes you just get hit and there's not much you can do about it, and Carefree Melody will just save you from that hit. Whereas Thorns of Agony, all you're doing is doing some damage back when you get hit, so it's not really that great. King Soul belongs in F, but its only good application is whenever you're getting Void Heart for the Dream Seek, so you can go fight Radiance. King Soul is only good for getting Void Heart. And Void Heart doesn't even cost a charm notch. It's solely lore related, and it makes Shades neutral to you. And then it also unlocks the Radiance fight, and it lets you go do Pantheon 5. King Soul, basically, it's 4 charm notches, and it you just automatically fill up on soul. So you're never out of soul. But 4 charm notches for that? No, not worth it. That's when you could literally just use Dreamwielder or Grub Song for like 2 charm notches and get a very similar effect. But that's why I ranked everything the way I did.